The Bears have made a couple acquisitions I want to ask you about, particularly their interior offensive line. They've signed three different guys. They traded for Joe Thuney, obviously Pro Bowl offensive lineman, NFL veteran, been playing for a long time. A guy that I'm super high on, I'm going to ask you about as well. Jonah Jackson, they traded for, comes from Detroit. He actually played for Ben Johnson in Detroit as well. And they also traded for another guy as well, Drew Dalman from the Falcons. So now you got a new trio, new in the interior three for Caleb Williams' offensive line. Tank, are you a big fan of these moves?
Yeah, man. Well, listen, anytime you're deliberate about the offensive line and you bring in a group of guys together, there's a level of cohesion, there's a level of responsibility, and there's a level of prestige. When you normally you get an offensive lineman here, an offensive lineman there, and they kind of plug and play. But when you bring in the guys together, that means that you guys are here for a specific reason. There's good there's good guys around you, and if you guys come in and do your job, the team should take off and do well. So I always like it when they bring in offensive linemen in groups, man, because they work together so much. And when they come in, nobody's kind of looking at the pecking order of contracts. Everybody knows everybody's paid. Now let's go ball out.
Yeah, absolutely. When it comes to offensive line, I think at Chicago, they've been yearning for kind of a revamp on the offensive line, seeing a mass overhaul like this. And this is what I believe this is what Bears fans have been looking for. Ben Johnson comes in and doesn't waste any time revamping the offensive line. Speaking of one of the offensive linemen they brought in, Jonah Jackson, coming from the Rams and previously from Detroit, playing under Ben Johnson. He actually talked about that in a press conference. I'll go ahead and show that here. Take a listen.
Especially I feel like my best years were with Ben. He calls the game to our strengths, and things we're good at, and it's not just for one guy specifically. And I felt like I was able to strive in that system, and I'm excited to get back into it. Get back to what I was able to do, and keep it rolling.
Tank, this is a guy, Jonah Jackson, who I'm really high on. He came from Detroit. Obviously, they had a hell of offensive line there the last 2 years when, all the success with their running backs. Now, he went to Los Angeles last year, didn't play too much, and they ended up shipping him off to Chicago. What are your thoughts on his comments there and then his future in Chicago?
Listen, man, when your offensive line is confident, they can be a weapon. Anytime you get these guys and they're confident and they feel the love, offensive linemen are like nameless people who, in my opinion, they gotta work the best together. And like I said before, man, like if these guys feel wanted, they feel respected, they can be a weapon, man, and they can really turn your offense into something that you didn't think you had. Guys moving on the perimeter, being able to pull out on the swing plays, moving guys off the line of scrimmage. And I mean, he says that he worked best under Coach Johnson's offense. Mm-hmm. Then he understands what's the task at hand.
Mm-hmm. Now, Tank, bringing in these three offensive linemen in the Caleb Williams second year, does this make you more confident in Caleb Williams? And then, that's my question.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I'm not even going to front. Everyone knows that I'm still in a wait and see pattern on Caleb, but you got to be honest. He got hit so much as a rookie. He got sacked a lot. He got hit even more. And so in order to get a good assessment of a guy, you got to let him be able to play without being under duress every single snap. And so, listen, we're all in with Caleb Williams. He's got tools on the outside. He's getting the offensive line together, and so we're gonna hopefully see the best of him now that he's got all of his assets, all of his tools. I mean, I just hope that it catapults his play to another level.
Absolutely. I look to the Bears' run game. We'll see what they do, and this brings me to my next question. Tank, the Bears hold the number 10 pick in the NFL draft this year. There's a hell of a running back coming from Boise State who arguably should have won the Heisman, and Ashton Jeanty. Tank, the rumor is, and there's a lot of noise around this, if Ashton Jeanty falls to 10 as a running back, which is interesting, the Bears may go and grab him. Do you think Bears going running back at 10 is a good option?
If there's a game changer right there, a guy who's a home run threat anytime he touches the ball, absolutely. I mean, listen, you've seen with Philly how they played really well with a tremendous running game, and like the running back's kind of been an undervalued position. But I think over the last couple years, they've seen the value in a good bell cow back. And look, I mean, if he can be durable and not get nicked up every week and having an ankle or this or that, listen. Running backs, if you get a generational player, they can really change your fortune. They can really take a lot of pressure off of the guys and make the offensive line even better. So, do I think Genty is a generational running back? I do. I think he's really good. I didn't watch much of Boise, but I did see a lot of his highlights. I saw him up for the Heisman. Mm-hmm. Listen, man, I think he's a perfect back. If we got everything else we need, I think he's the back to take.
Absolutely. And the Bears, if they were to go with Genty, a potential offense looks pretty damn good with Caleb Williams, Genty at running back. Got DJ Moore, Roma Odunze, and Cole Kmet. Pretty good potential offense there if they were to bring in Genty. Now, Tank, going back to that number 10 overall pick, if you were the general manager of the Bears and you had to go position-wise or player-wise, where would you go and why for the Chicago Bears?
I mean, I'm just not going to be I'm not going to say defensive tackle because I'm a defensive tackle, but I definitely would make sure that I got a defensive tackle, right. and one of the best ones in the draft, because when you got a disruptor, I mean, you saw the big kid from Philly this year since he's been in the league. I mean, he is a game wrecker, and if I don't know if there's any guy like that in this draft, but there's some very good talent, man. And I think right now, I think our shelves are pretty good on the offensive side of the ball. I think we need a disruptive tackle that commands a double team, that makes the offense think about him, so it frees up our other players. And so, if there's a generational tackle or even a linebacker, we just have to become more explosive on defense.
Absolutely. And when it comes to this draft, Tank, this draft is loaded when it comes to offensive, in particular defensive line. If you were to go at 10, Mason Graham, if he's there from Michigan, I think would be a hell of a pick for them on the defensive line. You got several edge rushers. Who knows where they'll end up? Abdul Carter, if he falls. You got several different kids as well. Pierce from Tennessee, who ran really well at the combine. That kid's a freak as well. Got several different players on the defense line as well. If the Bears were going to D-line there. Nonetheless, man, personally, if it's my pick, I think the Bears need another X factor. I think Genty's going to be that X factor if he's there at 10. There's a lot of noise and rumors that he won't be there at 10, that the Pete Carroll and the Raiders may go after him at pick 6, which I'm also a fan of as well. We'll see where Ashton Genty ends up. We'll see where the Bears go at 10. I think if Genty's there at 10, it's a great fit for Caleb Williams in Chicago going forward. One thing with the run game, it'll take the pressure off of Caleb Williams, which we know last season Caleb Williams was under a lot of pressure. Indeed, Tank.
Yeah. You definitely gotta get him. You gotta give him some help. Give him some more balance, and make the defense respect the other guys around Caleb, and obviously that'll take a lot of pressure off his shoulders.